In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 18 says, "Now the birth of Jesus Christ was in this way: when his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Spirit." Now, the Messiah had to be born of a virgin to fulfill the prophecy of Isaiah 7:14, "Behold, a virgin will give birth to the child." But he also had to be born within the bonds of marriage, and today that would be virtually impossible. But in the time of Jesus, the custom of marriage was much different than it is today. It was a four-step process, and the first step was known as the betrothal period. This is when the groom would leave his father's home and travel to the house of the bride and bargain with her father with a purchase price for his bride. And once that price was agreed upon, they would drink wine as a sign that the bride was now set apart for the groom. And at this point, they are officially married. This is called the betrothal period. And they are officially man and wife. It's not an engagement. It's much more. They are officially married. But at that point then, and then there's the second step was the period of separation, where the man would leave the home of the bride, return to his father's home, and he would build a dwelling place for his new bride. It was usually like an attachment onto his father's house. And it's during this period of separation where the angel comes to Joseph and Mary, informs Mary that she is pregnant by the Holy Spirit with Jesus. So you can see how God worked this out for the Messiah Jesus to be born of a virgin and yet still within the bonds of marriage. Because if Joseph and Mary were only engaged, like a lot of the modern translations read, then Jesus would have been born outside the bonds of marriage, which means he would have been born in sin. In this way, he's born within the bonds of marriage, and he is not born in sin. After the dwelling place is prepared, the groom would then return for his bride, and he would come at an unexpected hour, usually in the wee hours of the morning, and he would have runners that would go ahead of him, and they'd be shouting, "Behold, the bridegroom comes." And when the bride hears this, she would be so excited, she would get up and jump out and run out to meet the groom, who would then take him back to the dwelling place he has prepared, and there would be a 7-day wedding feast, and then the marriage would be consummated. And here we see a beautiful picture of Jesus. He left his father's home. He came to this earth for the purchase of a bride, and that bride was the church. The church is called the bride of Christ. He has returned to his father's home, and he's preparing a dwelling place for us. In the Gospel of John, chapter 14, Jesus said, "I go to prepare a place for you, and I will come again." And when he comes, he'll be preceded by a shout, we call the rapture of the church, and the church will be taken up to meet him in the clouds, and he will take us back to heaven for the marriage supper of the Lamb.